Hello, I am Ragnarok, and welcome to the Reckoning. So today we're going to be doing Age of Calamitous Materials Part 2, Ores and Metals. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to be going through, we're going to be taking a look at the Age of Calamitous specific mats, specifically the stones and the metals that you can get through the Age of Calamitous mod. So we already did a video, part 1, which was plants and herbs. If you didn't catch that video and you want to know where some of those are to make some of the items like the moon dust and the yellow ricken dust and stuff like that, the plants that are required for that, definitely hit the little tag and or check out that video, and you'll be able to see where that is. So just a reminder, or if you're new to the, or if this is your first time watching the video, we're gonna do this on a single player server because we're basically just oh, this guy just steps inside my frame. That's cool. But we're basically doing this on a single player server just because it's a lot easier for making the video and testing and stuff like that. I'll also be in God mode and cloaked, so because we're doing a gathering video, not a fighting video. So and I have the rates on the single player server set to 10 times. The reason I have that is just so we get more resources, so we can see some of these materials drop at a very low rate. So the more we get per hit, the better chances we have to like see a good amount. So just keep that in mind when you're comparing rates. Obviously, you know, I'll be getting like 1,000 per hit or something like that, where you would probably only get like 10. So and I think that's it. So we're gonna go through the easiest way to gather these resources. There are a lot of ways to gather a lot of these resources. Bosses, mini bosses, thralls, chests, common places like that. We're just gonna go over the ways that you can naturally gather them. Most of these, it would be the ways you naturally gather them, pretty much from if you wanted to try doing it from like early game. A couple of them, like things that are in the snow area, for example, you obviously can't do until you have like cold weather armor. But most of the stuff is going to be the easiest way. There's going to be plenty of other ways to do. There's a content guide, which I put in the description below, that shows you everywhere you can get every single one of the resources in the Age of Calamitous mod. And again, we're only paying attention to the Age of Calamitous specific materials, and in this video, ores and metals. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is we're going to do tin ore. So there's two places to get this. You can get this from iron nodes, which are nodes specific to the Age of Calamitous mod, or from, you can get this from tin nodes, which are nodes specific to the Age of Calamitous mod, or iron nodes. Iron nodes are the vanilla nodes that you'd see in the game. So these are the tin nodes. All the Age of Calamitous specific nodes, tin nodes, copper nodes, Avari nodes, stuff like that, they only spawn, as far as I know, in the unnamed city. I'll show you on the map in a second where we are and where the location I typically find these nodes are. If by chance you've seen them in other places throughout the map, leave them in the comment section below, because I'd love to see it. I haven't seen it, but then again, I don't travel everywhere. I kind of stick to a certain area nowadays, just because I play the game so much. But you never know, they might have added it to multiple locations. But anyways, this is what a tin node looks like. It's almost looks like a silver node and iron node kind of mixed, but the silver is more like a bluish tinge. But anyways, and there you go. So we got some tin. We got some stone, and it just looks like stone, but it's more like a whitish gray. All right, so I figured the tin also spawns in the iron nodes, as I've shown you. The iron nodes are just random nodes that you can get in the game. I don't know if we'll be able to get it to spawn or whatever drop, or whatever, however you want, whatever word you want to use for it. It's a very, very low rate. I usually don't typically show it, but I figured we can try a couple while I talk. Oh, there you go. We actually just got some in, what was that, 4 nodes? But I mean, as you can see how much I got for, so I mean, take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's 5, 10. So 10.5 stacks, and we got a quarter or a fifth of a stack. So I mean, that's a considerable difference. But yeah, it drops very rare. But then again, you know, you're gonna be getting so much iron throughout the game, you know, just to make iron, steel, hardened steel, blah blah blah, that you'll get a decent amount of tin over time. But I would say if you're looking for tin, honestly, go to the nodes. So on the map, I'm not going to show you where you can get iron nodes on the map, because there are plenty of resource maps to get iron. Iron's everywhere in the map because it's a vanilla resource. So you'll just see a circle on the map, and that will be where you can find the tin nodes. All right, so the next node is, or the next metal is going to be copper. So copper can be gotten from 3 places. Stone, super low drop rate on that. Brimstone, a decently low drop rate also on that one, if I remember right. And copper nodes. So again, another node that's specific to the Age of Calamitous mod and only drops in the unnamed city. So this is what it looks like. So it more looks like a dark stone with some red, almost like rust in it. So that's how you're gonna know it's a copper node. Hit it up, and there's your copper ore. Right there. And again, copper's more of like a, I guess, a light yellow. So the next one is the Brimstone. Like I said, we might not get anything from there because I remember this being a pretty low drop rate, but we'll hit up a couple nodes. It's kind of dark in here. Pull out the Wretched Blade. I think that's what it's. I always forget. Is that what it's called? It's a newer one. Yeah, the Wretched Blade. No, that's not gonna work. Let's try this one. I love this one. Such a good one. If you want to see how to make that, check out our faction guides. If I remember right, that is a Felgarth item. I always forget what that's called too. The Orb of Light. I should have known that. But anyways, here's your Brimstone. And oh, we got copper right off the very first one. Look at that. Yeah, we'll do one more. We'll see. Let's see. We got 180 right now. Let's see if one more node will give us copper again. Nope, none on that one. Yeah, let's do one more. Hey, look at that. So they must have increased it. So there you go. There's your copper ore. 2 nodes. Decent amount. And the last place you can get copper from is stone nodes. So we're going to do a couple of these to see if I can actually get it to drop. This one I know is a super low rate. But again, you're going to get so much stone in the game, especially if you're a builder like me. You'll probably be grinding stone for days and days and days. So you will get copper. Again, it's not a way to grind a lot of it, but you will get some from it. So it's good to know that you can possibly get some. I mean, what is that? 5 rocks so far? And I don't think we're gonna get any. We'll do like 1, maybe 2 more nodes. So as you can see, it is a super low drop rate. I mean, we could probably do this for a while and not get any. So I know I've done it before and got it in like 5 nodes, and sometimes it takes like 10 or 15. So, but it does drop from there. Yep, none. All right, the next one we're gonna show is gonna be cobblestone. We actually just had some when we were doing these stones, and there you go. There's some right there. So cobblestone, you can get it from numerous places, but the most 2 common places that I see it is you actually get it a decent amount through just grinding stone. There's not many uses for cobblestone, but there are a couple things that require it, and usually it's a very small amount. Or you can convert cobblestone into another resource. But again, it's not really a viable way. But you'll get it. So just in case you look for it, you get it from stone. And the last place to get cobblestone, at least that I know is or decently easy, is usually the coal nodes. See if we get some. There you go. Got some cobblestone off of 2 nodes. Smaller amount, I think, than, or maybe it's about the same as it is in stone. But either way, you can get some cobblestone from coal. Those are the 2 easiest ways to get it that I know of. So the next one is going to be Avari. So this is the Eveiari node. Again, unnamed city. It basically looks like a rusty stone with gold in it. So hit it up. And as you can see, you get a little topaz from it too. So just remember that for a future video. A little bit of gold too. Nothing that you can, not a quantity that you've used, but there you go. There's your Avari, whatever. It's more of like a bright neon metally yellow, whatever. So the next one you can get Avari from is Brimstone, and actually we got it right off the first node. Same one you got the copper from. And there's your Eveiari Ore one more time in a Brimstone node. And I'll show on the map real quick some of the locations that you can get. So the Eveiari nodes are in the unnamed city. I'll circle that right now. And then the Brimstone, I'll circle a couple places real quick just for ease. Actually, let's move this map a little bit. All right, I'll circle a couple places that I know you can get Brimstone early game. Like again, it's not all the places you can get Brimstone, but I'll circle a couple of them. Okay, so the Eveiari Ore, just so you can have it in one location, you can get it from multiple locations. We went over Eveiari nodes. We showed on the map Brimstone nodes, silver and Starmetal nodes also. Those are actually shared with some of the other ones, so we'll show silver and Starmetal Nodes next. But just for having a complete list, I'll list it right here, and you can see a place where you can get Avari from. Okay, so the next item you can get is going to be Cobalt Ore. You're probably gonna get a lot of this one throughout the gameplay. So this one again shares a couple of nodes. It shares Obsidian and Starmetal. So you can get Cobalt from Obsidian nodes and Starmetal nodes. Those are both vanilla nodes, and then Cobalt nodes. So the Starmetal and Obsidian will show after we go over the next resource because it's shared with the other two resources. But this is wrong button. This is what a Cobalt node looks like. Again, unnamed city. It's a darker black one with blue metal flakes in it. So we'll hit it up. Get some silver from that too, which is kind of nice. Some silver. So, and there's your Cobalt Ore. It's a really nice blue. Okay, and the next ore is Onyx. So this one's going to be reused in a lot of late game things. You'll need a good amount of it. It's not crazy hard to come by, but it's not really easy to come by either. In the quantities you'll need it for, like, the legendary resource mine is pretty considerable. So you'll want to stockpile this from the second you get some till you'll need it. So Onyx, the biggest way to get it, Onyx Nodes. Again, unnamed city, near the legendary camp. And it basically looks like a coal node, a little lighter black than the coal node, and it's got like little specks of like black metal in it. So, and there you go. Onyx. And it's just a gray stone. Okay, so Onyx can also be gotten from a couple different places. Iron nodes, extremely low drop rate. I'm not even gonna bother trying to get some for you on video, but it's an extremely low drop rate. But again, you're gonna mine so much iron in the game, you're probably gonna end up with some Onyx from that process. You can get them from Starmetal Nodes, Obsidian Nodes, and then a couple of bosses that are pretty typical. Since Onyx is the one ones you kind of need to get. I'll mention a couple of them, but again, I'm not going to show them. You can get them from the Bear Cub, the Scourge Undead, Vangul Grunts, the Corrupt Vangul. Corrupt Vangul is probably one of the ones that you can get it from that is actually not too bad. Corrupt Vangul aren't really that bad as long as you don't get swarmed. Same with the Cub. The Cub's not too bad either. And then some of the mini bosses and bosses like the Scourge Mammoth, the Scourge Snake, the Scourge Reaper, and the Scourge Dragon. Again, I'm not going to show those. We'll probably do a future video on like the Scourge bosses and mini bosses and stuff like that and what they drop. But that's the place we're gonna do. So we'll show those nodes and where they are on the maps. But the next set of ones actually share with the either the Avari or the Cobalt. So that's the only reason I saved these for a little later. But I wanted to list all the Onyx ones in one spot before we move on. So here we go. So this is gonna be your Obsidian nodes. They're in the volcano area or just outside the volcano area. And in this you can get Cobalt, and you can get, I always forget which one it is, Cobalt and Onyx. So we'll do a couple of these. We'll see if we can get some Onyx. I know Cobalt's the most common one from these, but we'll see if the Onyx drops too. That should be enough. Alright, so we got a bunch of cobalt, some gold. You get some uncut sapphires, so that's a good place for the sapphires. And no onyx. Let's do a couple more just to see. It does drop, but the drop rate is super low. So again, as I said earlier when I was talking about the onyx, onyx nodes are probably gonna be your best bet. And any more? Nope. But it does drop from there, just a really low drop rate. And if you want to see some of the places where the Obsidian drops, it's pretty much the entire volcano and just outside the volcano around the rim. So that's where you can get it. Alright, so the next one is silver, and I'll just show on the map first where you can get silver. So some of the common places in the map I'll circle real quick for silver. Again, not all the places, just a couple places. But biggest one is going to be the silver mine over in the Jawbone, which is actually, I guess, a mini dungeon. And from silver nodes, you can get either Avari, or not Avari, yes, Avari, or Cobalt. There you go. Cobalt's pretty decently, drop rate in it's pretty decent. Avari is a little less. Let's see if we get any of neither. Let's go. We'll just go into the mine. Go around this side. Okay. There we go. We'll hit up a couple of nodes. See what we can get. Nothing so far. And there we go. There's our cobalt. We'll hit up these last two ones to see if we can get some Avari to drop. Probably not though, but we'll try. So there's your cobalt. You don't, for the amount that we drop. I mean, we hit up a couple stone nodes. That's why we have so much stone. But I mean, it's a decent amount compared to how much silver you're gonna get. As you see, you get a little bit of amethyst also. So the last metal, or the last thing we're gonna do is star metal. They fall from these little meteor showers. So you have to wait for one of these to go, and then wait for it to actually hit an impact right below us. Sweet. Don't build in this area, because if you happen to build in it and those meteors hit it, they will despawn they will destroy your building. So you want to drop right there. Isn't that nice? So what you can get from the Starmetal Nodes is Onyx, Eveiari, and Cobalt. All three of them spawn, and that's why we're kind of mixing them. If you've never seen Starmetal before, it's these rocks that smoke. You can't pick through them. You actually have to blow them up with explosives. So that's what we're gonna do real quick. Numerous explosives will work. In this instance, I'm using gas orbs, doing a hard throw, and then I'm blowing them up with the demon fire orbs. So there's a couple other ways to do it. Once you do that, you break the shell, and you get a nice, beautiful Starmetal node. So this is what it looks like. Once you mine those Starmetal nodes, you have to wait for another meteor shower. I'll show on the map real quick where Starmetal can drop. It's actually a pretty wide area, but it's pretty specific. Pretty much this whole region. But you can get them as down as far as this area now. A couple people have told me that they've got them over here. I don't think so. I've never seen it, but I've heard some people talk about it. But it might have just been a glitch or something. But usually it's in this region right here. And most typically in this area. But I've been finding them a lot lately in this area too. But anyways, Starmetal Nodes. So let's see what we get. All right, so one node. We didn't get any Avari. We got a bunch of Onyx. So as you can see, this is a great way to get Onyx in the game. Starmetal nodes. Other than, I'd probably say it's probably pretty close per node that you would get from the Onyx nodes. They're a little hard to get, and the Starmetal is extremely heavy. We also got some cobalt and some cobblestone. Also a great way to get amethysts and sapphires. So if you're looking for that, we will do a gemstone video, a how to and where, pretty soon. I'm currently working on that one in tandem with this one. So that one will be, keep an eye out for that one. Okay, so that was the part 2, ores and metals. Like I said, take a look at part 1 if you missed it. That goes over all the plants and herbs to the Age Calamitous mod. Things like Widow's Leaf and Cthulhu plant, Aurora herb, things like that, lunar hemp. And then keep an eye out for part 3, which will cover gemstones, sapphires, topazes, rubies, and stuff like that. Places to get the uncut shards, where to get the uncut ones, where to get the shards. There's a couple of very easy ways to definitely get a lot of them pretty fast. So we'll go over those in those videos. And then the last part 4, will be diamonds, where to get those. The diamond one's pretty in-depth, so it's not going to be a super lengthy video, but there's a lot to it, so I decided to split that one up separate. So keep an eye out for all those. Otherwise, check out the rest of the videos. We got a lot of Age of Calamitous tutorials and showcases, and we got a lot more to come. So I thank you. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel. Also hit that like button. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything I might have missed or didn't show or left out, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I do read the comments. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time. And as always, fear the reckoning.